So I rise in support of this bill. I think I'll preface with that. ACT will be supporting this bill through to the Select Committee. We do have a couple of concerns, which I'll talk about in a minute. But firstly, I just want to thank the member, Catherine Webb, and those that have come before her, and all of the brave mothers out there that have been advocating for change in this space, not just for the change in their rights to stay in postnatal care if they want it, but also the way in which that they are actually treated during their whole birth process and their time within the following period. So as a few of the others have spoken a little bit about their personal experiences, I thought I'd cover off my own. I've had two beautiful children. My first child was born after almost 48 hours of labour, thrown into an emergency C-section at 3 in the morning. When he was born, I remember they held him up and I thought, oh my goodness, who are you? I don't even recognise you. And it was actually quite a terrifying feeling because everybody tells you you'll see your baby, you'll meet your baby, and you'll feel that love and warmth and you'll bond with them instantly. That was not true for me. I was exhausted, I was probably sick, I was tired, I needed a good sleep, and then the next day all of those things started happening. Complete opposite with my daughter. When she was born, it was a planned C-section, so everything went hunky-dory. When they handed her to me, I got those initial feelings, everything was fantastic. So I think what that highlights is that there are varying different levels of experiences. Everybody's birth is different, and as Catherine mentioned, you can plan for all kinds of wonderful, excellent things, and they may not go down that track at all. So I think there is a really true reality in that, and our system has to be able to adapt, and I know that is challenging because it's really hard for a health system to know what a woman's needs will be at the actual time. So I do want to say that I think that we do have a health system that is trying, but of course it's not adequate and it's not enough. Those first few days with your baby, if you're a new mum, you need to know what to do and you need to feel comfortable, you need to have that care. I was talking with my colleague Cam, who said after quite a traumatic birth, his wife left the hospital after 2 hours and they were on their way, but that is actually what they wanted to do. So there are a lot of people that are out there that do feel like they want to be getting back into their home and they might have those supports in place, but what if you don't have those supports in place? And those are the people that I'm really thinking about, or I'm thinking about myself as a first-time mum with a baby that I hadn't bonded with. What if I had been put out after a few hours of giving birth? I mean, that is quite a horrifying thought. And the thing is, it actually happens. There are real stories of this happening. I've got friends, I've got whānau in my family that have all experienced something along these lines. And I wonder whether it's the fact that they didn't know they were eligible for that 48 hours of care, or whether it's the overburdened health system just not having a bed or having a space at some of the postnatal care facilities. I think there's probably a bit of a combination of both of that. And as a woman, you don't often know your rights. And like I said, after a long extreme birth potentially, the last thing you're going to be thinking about is having a battle with a bunch of midwives or nurses in a hospital around whether you can stay or leave. So I think making sure with the 72 hours that is actually straight up given as an opportunity to families to take that up, and I think that will be a really important part of this legislation, just actually knowing your rights in the first place. Like I mentioned before, we do have some concerns around the resourcing of this. How will we make sure we still have this care available? Maybe it actually could look like the ones that want to go home, it could be something more like frequent visits in the home, or something that's actually doesn't have to be within a facility as such. So there could be other ideas and things that we can consider with this, but in essence, we support this, and I wish the member well in her journey through the rest of the House. Thank you.